Hey there, my name's Alex. I'm the Silver Mont, and you know what this video is about? Bet you do, as you clicked on it, unless it autoplayed, in which case I'm going to give you however long it takes me to say this to guess what it's about. No, it's not about Christopher Lee's metal singing career, you rascal. This video is about the 5 worst areas in the Dark Souls trilogy, in no particular order. Last time we covered my 5 favourites, so we gotta talk about the worst, too. Again, this is my subjective opinion. Let me know your worst areas or your least favourite for any reason down below. That said, let's get to it. Faren Keep. I know I said these aren't really in any particular order, but oh man, I hate Faren Keep. I know this is my least favourite of all the areas, and I bet that's a little controversial, as will be the absence of certain other areas from this list. Shrine of Amana is not here. I know it's hated, but I love how the area looks, and I really don't dislike it that much compared to a lot of people. Faren Keep, I hate everything about it almost. I hate how it feels like it takes up a quarter of the game, with its diarrhea shades and low contrast mush, boring level design. One half is a poo swamp, ruin thing, the other half is a big ground poo swamp that you get lost in, touching things to light up beacons. Unlike the beacons of Gondor, doesn't even lead to an epic battle, just leads to you spamming charged attacks on the Abyss Watchers. Oh, that's not serious though, I have no real issue with the Abyss Watchers fight. I hate the Crystal Sage though, awful boss, stupid giant enemy crabs, stupid swamps, I despise the area and wish it could be skipped. Blighttown can be a nuisance, but at least it's a cool kind of design instead of just a swamp. It's an interesting concept, and it can be skipped completely. In short, the only thing I like about Faren Keep is the little bit up above the bridge, I suppose. The Abyss Watcher fight is fine. There's probably some good items, but everything else? No. Tomb of the Giants. Now this is an odd one. I don't hate this level, but the gimmick just isn't that interesting to me. It is an effective level, and I don't think I can say it's badly designed for the most part. It's just a bit of a nuisance. By design, of course. The giant Skeledogs suck, the bone pillars kinda suck. Needing the light is... it's not like a huge problem, but it's an ordeal, and in general, having an area be mostly pitch black means I don't get to enjoy so much of the great art design. There is a lot to be said for the level though. As mentioned, it is effective, and the first time going through is stressful, again, by design. I wish perhaps the darkness part of it was just much shorter. As far as the level gimmicks go, it just wasn't very interesting to me, having the lights out. But there's great views of Ash Lake, Nito is a haunting boss fight, and you can even see a certain other area. Lost Isolith. Well, it makes this list for 2 reasons. It feels incomplete, and the dragon-ass lava swamp. Let's touch on the latter area. What the hell is this, to quote Dante? Who thought this was a good idea? I've never seen anything quite so stupid in my life. And whilst the architecture of Lost Isolith proper is sweet, and the vibe is on point, it just doesn't feel complete. As a whole, the demon ruins and Lost Isolith, it's a hodgepodge of kinda randomly placed bosses, none of which are distinct. The Bed of Chaos is an interesting concept, but the fight sucks. I don't think I know anyone who likes that fight. Lost Isolith is, in essence, Potential Man, the area. If they ever did a Dark Souls remake, not that I really want them to, one of the biggest things I would want them to change is a Lost Isolith. Flesh it out, remove most of the existing bosses, put in proper new ones. Make Bed of Chaos a proper fight instead of whatever the hell it is right now. FromSoft got a lot better at these puzzle bosses, so I'm sure they could manage it now. Frigid Outskirts. The biggest surprise in this video, I imagine, is that, spoilers, this is kind of the only Dark Souls 2 area on here. Kinda. But this area is an interesting concept that's just a nightmare in practice. Kinda like Tomb of the Giants. If the darkness thing was like 2 passages, 2 rooms, whatever. If this little frozen place was shorter, but no, it sucks. Mega reindeer, you can't see anything. Kinda silly, frustrating boss with the best weapon in the game locked behind it. Okay, coolest weapon. Isn't like it's a top tier one, but fashion trumps use, so it's the best. There isn't really much to say about this area. You basically walk in a straight line whilst you can't see anything, then you fight a boss after avoiding, well, mega reindeer. The idea of a frozen hell where the weather is so intense, snowstorms and extreme cold, would work well if the mechanics allowed for it. But ultimately, failed as a concept, as you do just walk in a straight line and roll through attacks. Get out of here. Smoldering Lake and the Shaded Woods. That's right, a double. Neither of those areas really count as full areas. Well, that's a lie. Smoldering Lake is basically like a subzone of the Catacombs of Carthus with the Demon Ruins bit, and I really had a hard time picking this one though. And I'll be honest, Shaded Woods is mostly here because it's such a weird area. I don't hate it, but it deserves a mention because it is so ugly. It's the ugliest area in any Souls game. Even Faren Swamp isn't as bad looking. There's a reason people call it the Nintendo 64 Woods. I don't hate the idea of it though, honestly. Some of the enemies are neat, and I think if they kind of, remade it and just made it look better and tweaked a few things, it would be fine. But Smoldering Lake and the little ruins feels lazy. The lake is a big circle with, oh look, it's Solaire. No. And then a poop demon man boss. And the ruins just feels like a recycled chalice dungeon. The giant crossbow gimmick is a cool idea, but in practice, the area is effectively you go and you sit behind a rock for like a minute whilst the worm gets killed by the crossbow. That's not fun or engaging in any way. It all falls flat to me. But at the end of the day, what makes an area miserable or fun to play through is a deeply personal thing. When it comes to most of these, some of them are gameplay issues, some are visual issues, some just don't have a cool atmosphere and just feel like a drag or a slog. Not many areas in Dark Souls are poorly designed, I think. But what do you think? Let me know your least favourite areas in the Souls games, and if you've not seen it, go check out the favourite areas and tell me yours of those too. What? Anyway, share your thoughts down in the comments. Till next time, thank you so much for watching. See you soon.